Hey everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started on annotating our handout number 29, Christian persecution documents. So I'm just going to skip the do now for now to be able to introduce our assignment. As Christianity spread through the Roman world, some local officials felt threatened and began persecuting or harassing Christians at the local level, arresting and then killing groups of them. However, those killed were seen as early Christians as martyrs, people who die for their faith and thus inspire others to believe. This is a huge vocabulary word that we want to highlight. Then, a couple hundred years later, the Roman Empire went from persecuting Christians to adopting Christianity as their state religion. Your task this week is to use primary documents to answer the question. Prompt: how did the Roman Empire go from persecuting or mistreating Christians to adopting Christianity as the state religion? So, we need to really understand what this word persecution means. Let's look at number 1. Persecution is the cruel and unfair treatment of a person or group, especially because of their religious or political beliefs or their race. Which groups are often the targets of persecution today or in recent history? So you're going to drop, if you haven't already, your answer for number 1 into the chat. We're going to try to get a long list as possible. What are the groups that are often targets of persecution either today or in the recent history, even in America or in the world? So go ahead and jot down your ideas and be ready to share out. Okay, so let us remind ourselves of what the prompt is going to be for the quiz on Wednesday, Thursday. The prompt: how did the Roman Empire go from persecuting Christians to adopting Christianity as the state religion? How do you go from killing Christians to all of a sudden wanting everyone to be Christian? Well, there are 3 major factors that leads to Christianity's spread. 1, Paul's missionary work. 2, martyrs inspiring converts. 3, emperor's pro-Christian laws, which we'll cover next class. So we're going to learn how these factors combine to help Christianity become the official religion of Rome. So the first reason, right, that leads to Christianity spreads is Paul's missionary work. And we're going to look at Paul's missionary work through document B, Paul's missions map. And be ready to, do some highlighting with me. In order for us to know what to highlight for, though, we should look at the preview, the questions. So our questions are using information from source B to answer 1. How did Pax Romana help Christianity spread? So let's make sure that we, when we look at Pax Romana, let's make that color like red or something. And then number 2, what 3 major contributions did Paul make to the spread of Christianity? We'll be looking for that. And then how does this map support the claim that Paul had an enormous influence on Christianity's development? So those are the 3 questions that we're looking for as we read this document. So, in order for us to understand this missions map, we need to know some context. One man, the Apostle Paul, had enormous influence on Christianity's development. Paul began as a Jew who persecuted Christians, but later had a vision of Jesus and spent the rest of his life spreading Jesus' teachings. Wow, he persecuted them, but then he started converting and spreading Jesus' teachings. The Pax Romana, a time period which made travel and exchange of ideas fairly safe, provided the ideal conditions for Christianity to spread. Okay, so I remember my number 1 asks about this word Pax Romana. So let's pay attention. So it's a time period, right, that makes travel and ideas fairly safe, provided the ideal conditions for Christianity to spread. Why? Common languages Latin and Greek allowed the message to be easily understood. Since Paul was a Roman citizen, he was able to travel all over the Roman Empire, spreading the word of God. Okay, so as he was a Roman citizen, he was able to travel and spread the word of God, and his citizenship really allowed him to travel freely. So that will help us answer number 1. And then what are some contributions Paul made to the spread of Christianity? Let's listen for that. As Paul traveled, he wrote influential letters to groups of believers, stressing that Jesus was the Son of God who died for people's sins. He also declared that Christianity should welcome all converts, Jew or Gentile, meaning non-Jew. It was this universality or inclusivity that enabled Christianity to surpass local religion status to become a world religion later on. Okay, so I know that this is very important, and this is going to help us answer the next question. And so I'm going to go ahead and look at the map as well, just to kind of get a sense of what I see here. And so I do know that this map is of Paul's missionary journeys, because I see that right here. And he went on 3 journeys, and he also went to Rome. So I see that all these different lines, which indicates to me that he's been going all over the place. And also on the side, it says there are 3 letters of the New Testament that are said to be written by Paul: the Romans, the Corinthians 2, Philemon, Galatians, Philippians, Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians. Oh my gosh. So this list is really 13 of them, right? And he also may have written the Hebrews in that letter as well. So now you should be able to answer numbers 1, 2, and 3. If you're not able to answer number 3 yet, try your best, and then I will share out the answer. So again, you're answering questions 1, 2, and 3. Use your notes to really help you answer those questions, okay? So Ms. Yokoyama will leave her slide up here so you can see the annotations, but you're going to have about 3 minutes to answer the 3 questions, okay? Good luck.